My Dion.
Mirror on the wall, how many days till I fall?
It's boy Junebug back on the video. Anywho, we're about to react to Marvel Rivals. One tipped for every superhero in Marvel Rivals. Let's get it.
There's a ton of fun characters to play in Marvel Rivals, so today why don't we go over just one quick tip on how to better play each character. Adam Warlock.
Adam Warlock. I heard you are Fire Marvel. I only got respect for you because you are Fire Marvel. You could throw hands. He can throw hands. But in comments, he was getting the hands put on him. So, I already know Adam Warlock. He wasn't when he popped up in the what movie? I know what movie he popped in. Was it Thor? I think it was Thor. I know what movie it was when he popped in there. I just knew he'll get on the movie one day. He's an old superhero.
Have more time to use Adam Warlock's ultimate than you might think, and some people don't completely understand how it works. You can cast it out of the way in a safe location, and then you can see that as you walk, you have a large golden radius surrounding your character. Any dead ally within your golden radius will be immediately respawned in your ult's original anchor location. The anchor location also lasts for around 12 seconds, give or take, so you have way more time using this than you might think, and you can take your time to drop it in a better location. Black Panther. Black Panther is a fast...
That was quick. Black Panther.
Crazy and fun character, but don't make the mistake of thinking that he's the type of hero who should be diving straight in no matter what is happening. Be patient, and after you've mastered his combos at the practice range, try to use wall climbing and general game sense to wait for the right time to dive in. Then dive in, hard target the squishy support players, then dive out. You may also want to think about potentially increasing your mouse or controller sensitivity for just Black Panther, just because of how frequently you need to whip his POV back and forth in combat. Black Widow, before the match begins, remember that you can go back into the character selection menu and instead pick Hawkeye. Nah, for real, don't be afraid to hip fire. Even though her weapon is a sniper rifle, which is practically begging players to zoom in, it can still do the same amount of damage via hip fire. Sure, go ahead and scope in if they're far away, but don't be afraid to just let it go from the hip if they're up close. You can also combo this together with her Edge Dancer ability by following up her grapple attack with a mid-air hip fire shot for extra damage. Captain America. If you're trying to learn how to play Cap effectively, you should imagine yourself as less of a tank and more of a professional harasser. Try to target isolated or vulnerable characters, and then when the enemy turns around collectively to help them, stop attacking and now focus on tanking damage and staying alive. Hold the enemy team's attention, hopefully allowing for your team to take advantage of the fact that all of the enemy's eyes are on you. If and when you begin to get overwhelmed, then get the heck out of there, heal up, and get back in to isolate and start harassing vulnerable heroes all over again. Cloak and Dagger. Cloak's dark teleportation attack.
Boy Cloak. I gotta put in the comic books. They've been disrespecting my boy. They only give this guy a series. I forgot how many seasons he had, but I watched the whole season. They need to give him more, bro. He deserves it. He's been putting that work. Let's get to it.
Gives yourself, as well as nearby teammates, temporary iframes. That means that with very good timing, you can protect your entire team from taking any damage against certain enemy ultimates like Iron Man or Magneto. Doctor Strange. When fighting up close, always remember to attack first with your projectile attack, then immediately follow up with your melee. Strange's projectile attack is very slow, so adding the melee in between projectiles is basically free, and there's no reason that you shouldn't do it. The melee doesn't hit very hard, but free damage is free damage, and you also build up your dark
just
dark magic
that
charges
ghosting.
faster.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a win-win, really.
Dr. Strange gotta be the most
Groot's
fighting
Ironwood
dude in the
Wall
game.
is a
He
great
gotta
way
be.
for him to get bonus health,
He
and
was
yet
that-
so
I
many
know
Groot
kids
players
are
out
out
there
there
throw it up
doing
right
that
in
little
front of the
close to-
entire enemy team,
that
only to
little
get
push
shot
arm
down
thing he
in
does
1
to your
second.
body.
When learning
So
Groot,
easy to
hide your Ironwood Wall out of the way where the enemy team can't find it right away. As long as you're relatively near to the wall, you'll get the bonus healing and become much more difficult to kill. Hawkeye. When using Hawkeye's ultimate, Hunter's Sight, all damage dealt to the after images are transferred to the corresponding enemy. Don't waste time by trying to lock up headshots on those after images. All damage dealt will be received by the target as headshot damage anyway. Therefore, just spam body shots on the after image as quickly as you can to really dish out the damage effectively. Hela's ultimate is actually one of the better counters in the game to Jeff the Landshark's ultimate, which can single-handedly win games. If Jeff is using his ultimate, even if you see his circle of water underneath your feet, by activating Hela's ultimate, you can not only completely avoid getting swallowed up in the attack, but you can also blast and kill Jeff easy, shutting down one of his most powerful tools, Hulk. Hulk's second ultimate, which upgrades you into Monster Hulk, will both automatically give you iframes as well as instantly replenish all of your health to maximum when activated. Therefore, don't activate Monster Hulk mode if you're already at full health. Fight the enemy as much as you can until they're just about to kill you, then activate your ult and insta-replenish all your health immediately. Iron Fist's Harmony recovery ability can allow him to regenerate health, but don't think of it as something you should only use when you're weak in order to recover. After all, your team should have healers which can help you with that. Instead, use your recovery move before going in for a flank. If you do this at full health, you'll get some extra bonus health. It's not much, but considering you're a melee character, being even just a tiny bit tankier before charging in can go a long way. Iron Man, you have one of the hardest hitting ultimates in the entire game, but always be wary of any enemy Doctor Stranges on the battlefield, as they can completely neutralize your attack with their regular shield. You have a few options to get around this. Wait until the enemy Doctor Strange is dead before firing. Wait until the enemy Doctor Strange is distracted or entangled by another CC attack before firing, or flank the enemy team with an angle they aren't expecting and try to fire it behind Doctor Strange, who may be holding his shield the wrong way. Jeff the Landshark. I'm giving this tip because I'm really hoping that in the near future, Jeff's ultimate will get adjusted, but in the meantime, you don't always have to sacrifice yourself by going off the map if you've swallowed up the entire team. By going to a nearby ledge and spitting enemies out and down, you can usually get the same result. It's important though to take note of what heroes can easily recover after being sucked up and what heroes can't. For example, heroes like Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and Rocket Raccoon can recover pretty easy, and you may have to take them off the map with you to ensure they don't come back. Meanwhile, heroes like Adam Warlock, Mantis, and enemy Jeff players can't really fly back to the ledge and can be safely patooed off into the night. Loki. If you want to be a good Loki main, you should really test out every hero's ultimate in the practice range at least one time so you know how they all work. Because Loki can copy any ultimate from either an enemy or a teammate, you have your pick of the litter. But if you've never played or tried out a bunch of other heroes, you may feel like a fish out of water and mess up the play. Try to fiddle around with other heroes to understand how they work. That way, when you copy them mid-game, you'll know exactly what you're doing right away. Here's a few heroes with good ultimates that Loki should prioritize copying if they can. Jeff the Landshark, Iron Man, Luna Snow, Adam Warlock, Cloak and Dagger, Storm, Doctor Strange, and the Punisher. Luna Snow. This may get patched in the future, but while using her ultimate, Luna can swap back and forth rapidly between both the heal boost and the damage boost, and essentially apply both effects to her teammates at the same time. You can either do this by mashing the change performance button repeatedly, or you can go into your settings and map it to scrolling up or down on your mouse wheel if you happen to play on mouse and keyboard. Magic. Magic has a few combos that you should try to commit to memory if you want to play her. Here's two for you to try out. First up, Soul Sword. Default melee. Here's another. They just dive deeper into
I already know about her. I already know about her. Seriously, Fortnite?
Try to get a base understanding. Just relax and pop your natural anger ability before lining up a headshot. If you're on the microphone with homies, you can also tell your teammates to join you in ganging up on sleeping. That it can do well in certain situations. Punisher. I see Ice to both send them out and call them back very fast. Because you're holding the primary weapon button, you'll essentially be doing all this damage at the same time, and you can really nail an unsuspecting player after they've been flanked. Punisher. I see a lot of new players using Punisher's turret ability, but 90% of the time, I'd say, I feel like it's a beginner player trap. Don't get me wrong, Punisher's turret can do well in certain situations where your team is playing
Put a white Venom in the
give
game,
yourself
bro?
another few enemies down to off. You have
Yeah, this everybody, yo.
if you missed
like
it, be
and
sure to
subscribe.
check out my vid of
Pretty
what
much
your
already
Marvel
seen
Rivals
everybody
main
in
says
here.
about you. I had a lot of fun
Post
making it, and I'm
notifications.
sure
And I'm out.